Hi, how are you? I hope you're well and I hope you're coping with some of this crazy change that's going on in the world and all these crazy energies. Do you find it crazy? I find it a bit crazy recently. I've been going through lots of rethinking, reviewing, going back over work that I haven't finished. And of course, that's classic Mercury in retrograde. That's kind of thrown a few spanners into the works just recently. You may have noticed that I was trying to come back, if you like, after the summer in March, and gave it a good start, and then stalled again. So I'm giving it another start. Let's see how this one goes. How are you coping? There's been eclipses, there's been lunar eclipses, solar eclipses. I think we've definitely been going through eclipse season. And what I was picking up particularly recently and with a few clients is that we seem to be going through a lot of muddled energy. And I think that's the best word I could use to describe it. It's a very muddled energy. It's kind of confusing and a bit crazy and a lot of stuff coming at us. So there are lots of truths coming out. There's stuff being revealed and exposed, which sort of makes you think what's going on. We've had lots of dramas. I mean, we've had wars, lots of stuff going on. But I think more than anything on the personal level, it's really been a time to work on what are you really here to do and who are you choosing to be? What do you stand for? And in all of that, are you enjoying your life? Are you doing what you really want to do? And a lot of people aren't happy to just go to work and come home and eat and go to sleep and do it all again the next day. We want to know that we're making a difference, and we want to know that there's value and purpose in our lives. And that's something relative, not new, I suppose. Something we've always, well, the last 10 or 20 years, definitely there's been more emphasis on it, I think, and I see that a lot in my clients. But I guess it's being highlighted, is what I'm trying to say. There's more and more energy, people to doing things so that they're living a life consciously, so that they're not letting their life just slip through their fingers. They feel like I'm here with a purpose. And of course, your purpose comes from your soul. I explain this a lot with my clients. Your purpose in life, the reason why you're here on the planet isn't something that your mind conceives of. It's coming much more from the heart, and the heart is the seat of the soul. So it's not something you think up. It's something that you are inspired to do. You have to live with passion and purpose if you're going to live a fulfilling life. So that's our challenge. So how are you going? I know I've had to do a big rethink. I'm still doing all my kinesiology work and I'm happy with that, but I know there's a new direction and there has to be a new focus. It's definitely around teaching. So I'm going to be looking at doing more workshops and getting my online teaching portal built up a little bit. So hopefully you'll hear a little bit more about that. So as well as all these eclipses and all Mercury retrograde and all those things, from an astrological point of view, this has also been a fire element time. That's been coming up a lot. And fire is the element that burns everything. So there's a burning passion, but also it's burning up the old. So are there things that you've been thinking of that you need to let go of? So again, on a very personal level, it's about cleaning out the closets, cleaning out the garage. I need to clean out the cupboard. There's a few things in there that need sorted and cleared and repurposed and put to work, if you like. So that's all part of the plan. There'll be more stuff coming out. So instead of me rabbiting on, let's get into a bit of inspiration. I've pulled a few cards, as I love to do. Yeah, actually, I just want to. One of the things that's been a real theme for people recently, and I know that we've been in a Scorpio full moon, I think, or a Scorpio eclipse. I know Scorpio's been a big thing, and Scorpio keeps coming up for a lot of the clients. So Scorpio's the crab. But the thing that Scorpio has led us to is the fixed elements. So there are 4 fixed elements in the zodiac signs. There's Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, and Scorpio. And they tend to be resistant to change. They get pretty stubborn and stuck with what they've got. And they're pretty stuck with what they don't want to let go of. So if you've had any of those in particular, you may have found this recent period of the last month or two particularly challenging. I'm Aquarius, I've got a lot of Aquarius energy, and I know that's been playing into it a lot, so I've had to really dig into my astrology and clear some of that up. Yeah, so let's jump into the cards. The first card I've picked is this beautiful the Queen of Fire, which that's what pulled me back into the fire element again. So I've got 2 cards. The first 2 cards that have come up have quite a common theme. So this, I want to get that where the light's not hitting. So the Queen of Fire is talking about creative collaborations, soul connections, passion inspired by spirit. And she says, I am capable of strong friendships that inspire me and encourage me to express myself in my own way. I co-create with others dedicated to a vision of achieving the highest good for all. How might I join the dance of cooperation, letting spirit flow through me and inspire me to express my passions? So that's lovely. And the next card I've got was also about community, cooperating and co-creating. So let's just have a look at that one. This one comes, this one doesn't come up a lot, but this is the I Ching. So this is the traditional Chinese way of doing fortune telling, if you like, or getting some guidance. And they used to throw 3 coins, and depending on the trigram that they created, or in fact they threw 3 coins twice, which came up with the trigram. So it's got to do with the lines, and the lines represent something. So this is number 16. I won't get into it any more than that. We're complicated enough with all the cards in the astrology. So let's just go with the trigram and what the message is there. So this is about enthusiasm. Follow the path of least resistance. Align your values to that of society and you will gain cooperation with others. Then your new ideas can be successfully developed. Your enthusiasm and confidence in the future will create a vitality that attracts people to you. Profound experiences in life are often expressed through celebration, music, and persuasive perceptions of reality. Inspire others and create harmony with the cosmos. So you can see that there's this theme of connecting and cooperating and all working together. And I think after the whole lockdown, there are a few of us probably still recovering from all of that. I'm slowly getting the right energy to come back out again. But it's cooperating and talking with other people, connecting with community. So how are you going with that? Are you still finding you're a bit cut off and reluctant to go out and connect with groups and like-minded people and to find your tribe? Maybe you need a new tribe. Is that happening? So one of the big things here is with this muddled energy and with a lot of stuff going on, the real antidote to that, and when there is a lot of change happening, particularly these fixed elements that I talked about, but we can be very resistant to change. As humans, I think we're naturally quite resistant to change anyway. But when there is a lot of change forced on us, and the whole world is going through so much change, I keep saying we're evolving, we're changing, we're growing, we're becoming more conscious. But it can put the mind into fear if we feel we're not in control. So the big important thing here is to know that you are in control of the change that's going on in your life. So whatever you're transitioning through, whatever you're transmuting, is a great trendy word, transmutation and changing, transforming life. What are you choosing to create? Because if you don't choose it, and use your intent and your consciousness to create it, then it will be created for you, and society and the world will just give you whatever the mass consciousness, if you like, is creating. So it will be, you will be changed, but you're not in control of it. So I think it's very important to be conscious and to choose what you want to manifest. So manifestation is very important. Sorry about that. So a few more cards that kind of emphasize that, because I've picked that up as we go through. This was a lovely one. Get your priorities straight. What are your priorities? Because if you want to manifest something, you've got to look at your values. What drives you? What are you choosing to bring into your life? And how are you going to prioritize that? Because there's always a lot going on in life. And we can be pulled in many directions, but it's important to find your priorities. This says, get your priorities straight. When you know what's important, and that's what's important to you, not what's important to other people. This is a really personal thing. You've got to come inside and reflect and know what's important to you. And when you know what's important to you, then saying no gets much easier. Because if you know what you're choosing, then you won't be distracted by other things, which was beautifully highlighted by the next card, which is called Tune Out Distractions. See the little man in the boat? It's like, where are you rowing yourself to? Where are you going? Are you going downstream or are you going upstream? Are you pushing against the resistance that it was talking about in the I Ching cards? So get into your stream, get into your flow, and let soul speak through you. Now, I'm not going to read the whole card. There's quite a bit of information in these little cards, but the main bit that tests up here, I'm always testing it, is your soul's purpose right now is to recognize the voice of your higher self. It connects you to your deepest wisdom and to that of the universe. It doesn't flatter, interrupt, or coerce, nor does it make you feel special in any way. It's subtle and consistent and tunes you into the direct communication with your soul. Only this inner guidance can lead you to what is true for you. So all other voices must go. In the little bit before that, it said it will not, what did it say? It will not fight, it will not wrestle with the voices that are outside the world. So you have to be quiet and tune in internally to what's right for you. So your soul's lesson here is to have the discipline to block out the din of the external world, so that you can listen to the still voice within. It can be heard, but it won't compete with the world for your attention. That's the little bit I wanted. You must choose to heed it and refuse to allow your life to be run by others. Be selective about what you take in from the outside of yourself. Only then can you find the answers that you're seeking. So, for the last 2 or 3 years, we've been encouraged to go inside. We must go and find the eternal voice and our internal connection to our soul and our higher self. So one last card, and it's from the Dragon deck, and I just love the dragons. The dragons are everywhere. If you haven't heard anything about the dragons in the spiritual world, these are Diana Cooper's dragons, and I'm ordering some new dragon cards. I just love them. The dragons are fifth dimensional angels. Well, in fact, they're multi-dimensional, but the cards that keep coming up in the last week or two have been these fifth dimensional dragons. And this one is particularly lovely. It works with Saint Germain, and it's the gold and silver violet flame dragon. And these dragons are wonderful. You can imagine they're very powerful creatures. You know, they've been in mythology. This is the archetype of being strong and powerful. And apparently they clear the way for you and they protect you, is the two key things that the dragons do. So If you're looking for an energy or vibration that's going to protect you, but also to help clear your path in the future, to clear off and to help you burn the old stuff and burn your limiting beliefs, burn up your fears. What are you choosing to let go? How can you step into your purpose and passion when you've connected to your soul and to know what your true direction forward is? So it says on the card, it transmutes the old around you with wisdom and grace. It's time for transmutation, magic, and healing. And you do this, it's saying here, through the offer of service under grace. So that's really important. When we clear our own stuff and we get really clear on what our purpose is in this world, we can find the true calling so that we are in service of others, because that's ultimately what we're all here for. We're not here to be of service to ourselves. Now, that doesn't mean we have to martyr ourselves and deprive ourselves, because when we connect into the abundance of the oneness that we connect to when we connect to soul, because when you connect to your soul, you connect up to your higher self, and then you're connecting to the oneness of God and the universe and the abundance. And when you can master that, then you bring that into the world for everyone else. And that's the whole point of all this work, to be connected to source, be connected to God and spirit and light, right? Well, that's what I'm here for. And if you're listening, this probably appeals to you. So it's all fairly fundamental, I guess, but it's taken me weeks to kind of clear my stuff with this. I've now got much more clarity. And I'm coming back out of the closet again, coming back out of my office, and hopefully I will move forward further this time. We're always going to get little setbacks and there's always going to be challenges. But let's get our way forward, tune out the distractions and manifest the desires and the dreams and the purpose that we're here to do. So let me know how you're coping. If you've got any questions, let me know. If I can be of any help, let me know. I'm really enjoying doing the little dips into the astrology. I might do a little video on that to explain that a little bit more. It's very quick, so if you'd like a little quick insight into how you're going with your astrology, there's a couple of key things that I look at, and I'd love to help. So I'm here to help, I'm here to support, I'm here to be of service. So let me know how I can be of service to you, and I wish you well. Connect to your soul, connect to your purpose, connect to your divinity, and all will be well. God bless. Take care. Bye for now.